Welcome to another episode of the iFilmmaker podcast. We are here in Vegas. Mr. Cervatelli, Jersey filmmaker.
We're together.
We're together. This is
Very rare.
our second episode that we have ever done together in the same place, so that's pretty cool. So we're here at NAB. This is my first time here at NAB in Vegas. It is amazing, amazing, amazing experience, and it's only been my day one. So, Mr. Cervatelli,
Yeah, man,
been
this
here
is
since
my.
when?
I've been here since Saturday. I got here late Saturday night. I got to go in and check out all the behind-the-scenes kind of setup of how all the booths get set up and the whole process, which is pretty cool. I put an episode out on Jersey Filmmaker YouTube channel. So I got to do that Sunday, and then I got to roam around Monday, mostly by myself, but which was nice to kind of check out and get the landscape of everything going on. Then this guy came in today. Late last night, at least I had the lay of the land, and we got to really move around pretty quickly and do quite a bit of stuff today, so it was pretty neat.
All right, so this trip is definitely, at least for both of us, because we're both on Eastern time.
Yeah.
I'm crazy lagged still, like I haven't caught up. Like right now, it is 8:47 at night here in Vegas. That means back home, it is like 12.
No, what's funny is we
11.
usually do our broadcast at about midnight.
so
we're right on time.
We're right on time because we're running on Eastern time. So it's nothing new here. So we're still, I'm definitely lagged. You're probably beat as well. But
yeah, more beat at this point than lagged. I caught up over the weekend, but
yeah,
these days are long. It's a lot of walking around, a lot of talking. Bring a bottle of water because, man, I get parched. But it's great networking.
It's actually hot here as well.
Oh yeah,
that's super hot. But anyways, we got to meet so many people, so many good people, awesome companies, and several people have come up to us that they've seen us on the podcast and they just loving the podcast. We definitely appreciate those guys.
It's great.
A couple that I can think off the top of my head. Mr. Richard, it was great to meet you, buddy. Brad, Anthony. Was another Anthony there, and I saw Jesse there. So you guys are awesome. Thanks for reaching out, and that was awesome to meet you guys. So what we're gonna do today, real quick, we're not gonna give you a whole overview of everything because we haven't even experienced everything.
We haven't even gotten to Sony yet.
No, we haven't even gone to the Sony booth. No. We haven't gone to the Rhino booth. I haven't gone to the Rode booth, and there's several more booths that we haven't gone to. It's just so big, and
it really is.
You're right, man. There's no way you can do this in like one day.
I like to think of it as you can't. It's like going to Disneyland or Disney World.
Yeah.
You can't go there for a day and a half or 2 days. Like you got to get the full experience, and this thing only lasts the exhibits. The way we're going about it only lasts 3.5 days.
Yeah.
So you really, it's hard to miss a minute of this if you really want to experience everything that you can. There's no way to experience it all. There's so much.
The most interesting thing, and you said this earlier, you nailed it earlier, is that there is no other place. I mean, I guess Cinegear and stuff, but things like this, NAB, Cinegear, like there's no other place where you're going to be able to find the networks that you find here. Like. So the cool thing today, like we were able to link up with Ryan Conley and the whole Film Riot crew. They're awesome people, so funny. Seth Worley, awesome, funny guy. I saw my buddy Kevin Otterness. Some of you guys heard him on the previous podcast. Mr.
Jacob Owens of the
Buff Nerds Media. Great seeing him there.
Corridor Digital was one of my favorites on the YouTube channels, and we got to meet up with them, which was really cool. So yeah,
Caleb Pike was out there as well.
DSLR shooter.
Frenchel is another YouTuber that I seen some of his videos, and I follow him on social media, so it was cool to see him there as well. And just all these other companies that I've been in contact with, and we've done giveaways with them on the Film School Instagram account, and it was just so cool to finally put faces to people that I've been talking to all through email, all digitally. And
no, really, it's the only
cool.
It's the only place that all of these people are going to be at one time.
Yeah,
all year for sure. Yeah. I mean, it's the greatest networking opportunity you could have. So if you do have the opportunity to get out here and you're into trying to meet other filmmakers or just get in touch with the community or the companies, this is a spot. It's the only spot. I mean, there's other ones of these. There's the one in New York It's nothing like this. It's so much smaller. Not everyone's going to that one. Everyone comes here. It's really a cool place to be.
So cool. Yeah. So all we're gonna do is we're just gonna go down the list of the booths that we passed by and the people that the companies that we got in touch with, and see what they're bringing out, what they're bringing to the table, what they've announced. We're not gonna get into crazy details. Just basically.
I mean, we'll be here all day.
Yeah, or all night. It'd be insane. We're just gonna talk about very highlight features of those.
Of what we've seen so far. Like we said, we haven't even been to everything yet.
All right, so who do we have first?
Let's go with IntelliTech is first on the list here.
So we stopped by the IntelliTech booth, and that was pretty surprising what they had to offer. So recently I saw a YouTube video from Caleb Pike showing off their Fresnel lights, and that was pretty cool. But then they rolled out this softbox. It's an RGB.
It's like a cloth. I think it's called like cloth light or something. It's something with a cloth.
Okay.
And it's pretty much like the Westcott Flex lights.
Yeah.
But they don't flex yet. They have some that are coming that flex.
They kind of fold into panels.
So there's like, for a 1x3, it's 3 1x1 panels, and they fold up. So for travel, it becomes paper thin. It's like having a laptop.
It's just like your laptop.
Yeah, and it folds into a 1x3, which comes with anything you need to like mount it. Comes with softbox.
That's really cool.
A grid.
Really
it's really neat. Yeah.
Now, the only thing I would have a problem with that, though, is that it has the
ballast.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. So it'd be much more convenient. I understand the purpose for a ballast, but in my opinion, it kind of cancels out the fact that it's so thin because I also have to put a ballast in there.
Yeah.
That thing is like bulky as well.
Yeah, I mean,
so it kind of like
it works much more. It's a much more studio setting when you have a ballast attached. But I know for us, like to be able to travel,
right? So if you're shooting a studio, I'm not gonna want to pull out that for a studio shoot, you know?
Yeah, I mean, guess not. I mean, if you're set up in a studio to have them around, it's fine. But when you're traveling, it's the same. It's the same thing. But I mean, if you're going bigger style lights, that's gonna end up happening anyways. But when you're trying to travel like we do and shoot stuff on the go, I don't think it's going to be the best solution, but they are pretty cool. So
it is very cool. Yeah, absolutely. It's very cool. And
it'll serve a different purpose.
If you're a YouTuber, I could see how that would definitely help you because you can set it up very unintrusive in your house wherever you shoot, and just leave it there. You know, you can put it up on a wall. It has Velcro.
Literally, can go up on the wall.
Yeah. You can literally put it up on the wall and
cable down the wall.
Yeah,
sit the ballast on the ground.
Yeah,
that'd be neat.
That's pretty cool. All right, so that was pretty cool from IntelliTech. Great meeting you guys there. Aaron, awesome meeting him. Great guy. Bright Tangerine. I got a free gloves from Bright Tangerine. Look, it's so funny. It was a group of during the giveaway, I didn't win. They gave us like a few extra tickets. Don't tell anybody. But we still didn't win any of the giveaway prizes, which was the Titan arm, which is awesome. I post about it all the time on social media. And so after the giveaway, they were done, but they were tossing out a bunch of gloves. And I remember those were the gloves that I was looking at getting. Like I never purchased them, but
this is the only time I think all day we really split up because there was multiple giveaways going on at one time. So
exactly. So
I gave him my tickets, he gave me his tickets, so we went to see if we could win. I went to the Atomos booth because they were giving out monitors.
They were giving out monitors.
$2,500 Sumo monitors.
Shogun Inferno, Sumo, like all that stuff. They were giving them all out.
We weren't going to miss this whole setup here, so I'm over there. So this is the only time we're apart, and I wish I was there because I would have definitely boxed this guy out to get the gloves myself.
Listen. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, come on. I rolled my sleeves up.
This guy's bigger than everyone there.
Nobody knows that I used to play football before. Come on, I got this. So I was ready to go, and sure enough, I see that thing coming right over me. It's mine. That's it. I just went right up there and snagged it with one arm.
People are like jumping as high as they can. You're just standing there.
I towered over everybody in the middle of the air. That was so good. Everyone was like, okay.
But they're super great company, man, from Australia.
Yeah, so I got to meet Tim Tan.
Yeah.
But it's Timothy Tan.
Yeah.
It's Timothy Tan.
Tim Tan is easier to say.
Tim Tan is always easier to say, but because every time I email him, I see Timothy Tan, so that's why it's in my head like that. So Tim Tan is fine. So I got to meet him finally. I've known him since he used to be with Rode. Still an Australian company, Bright Tangerine. They're from Australia, so good to meet you, Tim. But anyways, Bright Tangerine was awesome. They were great. They definitely we'll be doing some stuff with them pretty soon. But it was great to meet these people and to link up with Tim Tan.
Yep.
So what's next?
Core SWX.
Core SWX. Great people. Finally, again, Caitlin. I got to put face to my contact over at Core SWX. We use their products. Great products. They, so I've always, I always endorse these SWIT batteries, and I love them so much because they're the only batteries of their kind.
Right.
They're the only ones that fit the FS5 or the FS7.
But they have the P-tap.
And they have the
D-tap, P-tap.
D-tap and USB out.
That's
so
right.
sometimes I use them to charge my phone. When I can't find my battery or I want my phone with me, like I'll just grab those batteries.
Yep.
Quick question about that. What is what's the difference, P-tap or D-tap?
I don't think there's a difference. It's just.
But why the P and why the D?
Don't know. I always say P.
Caitlin told me the same thing, but
P, yeah.
we gotta figure that out.
I've looked that up in the past.
Why is there a different letter? There has to be a difference.
I don't think there is. I really don't think there is.
I've always said D-tap.
Yeah, I say P-tap, but we're referring to the same thing, and people know that though too.
I know, but it's like I don't know. To me, I feel like there should be a difference. Like it's not the same. It's not the same comparison, but like V-lock and gold tap and gold lock and gold. What is it?
Mount.
Gold mount. Yeah, V-mount, gold mount. It's like you could tell there's a difference.
Right.
Obviously,
there's definitely a difference there. I mean, although it ends up being the same power supply,
it's just a different locking mechanism, but there is a difference. Like D-tap,
I don't
whatever.
think there is. We'll look into that. And get back
we'll
to
look into that. But anyways, so Core SWX released batteries very similar to SWIT. So they were looking to see if we would test them out. Because as soon as I saw them, I thought they were great, but I already have my batteries. So
they've also integrated what's called a smart P-tap or smart D-tap, right?
Oh, yeah. So
now sends
that would be an edge over that.
Information to the camera so you can see what your battery percentage is.
No, it's to the monitor.
Oh, to the
to
monitor.
Any third-party accessory. So I power sometimes my monitor through the D-tap out, right? And I send it to my monitor because I don't like to put those big Sony batteries on the monitor to make it heavy. So I like to do that, but my monitor just says AC out. So I never know how much life is left on my battery. But now it'll transfer that information to the monitor and I can see the life on the battery.
Can you see it on the camera though?
That is something I was able to see. So yeah, you're essentially that, but they have that smart detail. So that wasn't the issue. The issue was on the batteries and on the actual V-lock batteries that I use. But however, I didn't have that issue with the Core SWX batteries because they have a monitor as well. They have a little screen
on the back side.
A little LCD screen right there in the back, so you can see how much time you have left. So really, it doesn't make a difference to me.
I guess not.
But we'll see.
They're always
if they have more juice, I think that would be favorable because that Shogun Inferno really eats up way more than the Odyssey.
Gotcha.
So, anyways, it was good to meet them. Wooden camera. It was good to meet. That was another Caitlin.
Was another Caitlin?
Yeah, that was another Caitlin. I was confused because I knew a Caitlin in Core SWX, and I was like, wait, weren't you with Core? So, anyways, that was good to meet Caitlin. She handles their social media, and the whole Wooden family, peoples over there was really, really cool to see their products. Great to meet them.
Small HD.
Small HD.
Well, we could tell people this is something that Ariel didn't know. A company called Vitek is kind of the mother company and has all these Wooden cameras, Small HD, Manfrotto, Sackler. I mean, there's a whole list that Vitek actually owns all of these companies.
That was crazy. It blew my mind.
Yeah, so I had known that because I had recently dealt with Off Hollywood, which is a company that sells a lot of Wooden camera stuff and Small HD stuff, and I learned that through them probably like maybe half a year ago. So I was in the same boat you were, and I didn't know. I was like, get out of here. So these big companies acquire all of these filmmaking products and they sell them under one umbrella, which is pretty interesting from the business side.
I mean, it's a business move.
If you're, like we were talking about this earlier, like Manfrotto or Sackler, like, he was like, which one should we go talk to? But in the end, in this situation, it doesn't matter at all because they're actually the same company.
Here's I mean, I have my Sackler Flowtech, and I love that tripod. Amazing. And then, you know, Manfrotto. We were talking with Manfrotto with regards to putting some stuff on social media, which was pretty cool. But I use a Sackler now. So. But I do use the Manfrotto ball head, which I love a lot for my monitor. I use, I have a table tripod for that's Manfrotto, which is pretty cool. So I still use Manfrotto products.
Well, let's back up. We got a little off topic there. Small HD.
Oh,
that's where we were.
Yeah, let's do that.
But anyways, they have an awesome product that we found, which is the the Focus monitor, but it has an integrated receiver transmitter on both ends. You can get two monitors.
Yeah.
It literally has an integrated Teradek, pretty much.
Yeah. So what was that, like 2,100?
It was $12.99 for one side for just the receiver,
right.
And then $12.99 for the. You can get either one. I guess I don't know why you would get just one, but the combo was $2,500, $2,499.
Right.
So I mean, it's not a cheap deal, but
right.
to get two monitors and a wireless transmitter receiver, which is essentially a Teradek, for $2,500.
For the price compared to, all right. So if you compare that with similar products in the industry.
If you went and bought all those separately, you'd be spending. I mean, the Teradek alone.
If you get the Teradek and you get the monitors and you get all that stuff, you're looking at easily $8,000, $9,000.
Yeah, if you get the high, man. So anyway, this product is just incredible. I'm gonna definitely interview them tomorrow and talk about it and put it on my channel, but because it is a really cool product.
I think it's amazing, and the way I see it is that I see a definite market now. It won't help me for the way that I shoot. So
right.
I don't see myself getting that. I see myself getting a regular Focus.
Yeah, I don't think I would need it. I wouldn't need it full time either.
Because you
something
never,
I rent.
But
it's a really cool product to know about.
Right.
Now,
absolutely.
if I do want to rent something, I don't have to rent all of those pieces and keep piling onto my rig.
Yeah. Because the way you and I work is usually run and gun, and it's usually solo. We're a one-man band oftentimes, but for those people that want a crew and that helps, and you guys want a set. And you have a crew of people, production assistants, you have a DP and all that stuff, but you're still on a budget, this is a perfect product for you. If you want your director's monitor looking at what the cinematographer, the cameraman is looking at, this is the product. And you're not paying $8,000-9,000 to buy it, or the price of this would basically be the price to rent one of the higher end ones. So it's a great product. It's right in a good place there. So I think that's really impressive.
Yeah, cool product.
It's funny because we started seeing these antennas on the monitor.
Yeah, like, what is that?
Like 2 booths before we got to small HD, and we're asking everybody. And the first thing I saw was like, wait, this is a small HD monitor. I mean, this is a Focus. Yeah. This is a small HD Focus. What are these antennas for? And they couldn't even explain it to me.
Yeah.
This was at Wooden Camera. Like, it was funny because they couldn't explain it. Like, we don't know. I'm like, but that's small HD Focus. There's no, where is it getting the signal? Like, where is the signal coming from, or where is it going?
Even when we got there and I was asking the guy, I'm like, what? Okay, so if this monitor has, I was like, where's the other end of this? Why, why is the monitor on the camera transmitting? Where's it transmitting to? Like, why? Where's the transmitter? I thought it was the receiver.
I thought it was a receiver too.
I thought it was the receiver that you would hold in your hands, but it's actually, the monitor is actually a transmitter. Then you have another monitor that's the receiver.
So essentially, you basically attach that to your rig through a cable, but that antenna is sending a signal to a separate handheld monitor for
so it acts as a monitor and a transmitter.
Right.
Then your one and you have your handheld one, which is the receiver. And a monitor. So
that's so cool.
It is really cool.
That's really, really cool. All right, so we have iCan. So I'll let you take this one away.
Yeah, iCan. I mean, of course, I'm speaking for them. As you guys know, I did my second round of my presentation today. One more tomorrow at 3 p.m. And their products keep up in their game as well. And I'm getting more and more impressed with them. And it's fun to work with them. I love the people over there. So if you're around and you haven't seen it yet, come over and check me out at 3. Do one more presentation, but they have some cool products too that I'll speak more about on my channel because I dive much more in depth with that. But a great company as well. And right next door to them was EasyRig, who you can talk more about.
Yeah. So EasyRig, I got to meet my connections over there at EasyRig. We recently did a giveaway for them on social media, which was great. They were super happy about that. As soon as they saw me, they started like, They started talking because they're
social media.
Yeah, so they're from they're from Sweden. So they're telling all their other employees, look, this is the guy from social media.
He's the only guy from social media.
Apparently, I'm the social media guy. So it was really cool. They were super happy with the outcome. So, thanks to you guys that were a part of the giveaway. But they introduced us to a couple of cool new products for them. More specifically, some quick releases that they have for the cameras. That was very impressive stuff. They actually it's so funny because I took the Vario 5 over to Colombia, and we took a lot of good high-end pictures that my PA was able to do. And I got those, and I sent it to them so they can use it for whatever they would like. And the first thing they told me was like, "Oh,
you're wearing it wrong."
Yeah, you're wearing it. Well, we're not wearing it wrong.
Yeah.
They're just saying like it's a little low on your back. You just got to tighten up that strap on your stomach.
Yeah. And
so they taught me how to use it properly. So that was pretty cool. So it was great to meet everyone from Easy Rig.
Panasonic. So we got to see the EVA 1, the VariCams in action. They have a nice dark room, and I mean, you walked in there, and the first thing you see is the monitor on the EVA 1, and it looks like a perfectly lit shot, and you walk in, it's like you could barely see in the room. It was really impressive with the dual ISO.
Yeah.
I'm impressed by it. We want to go back. We saw it at the very end of the day, so we got a quick look at it. We're going to go study that a little more tomorrow. They also have like a kind of a section set up where you can color grade the footage, which I'm really interested in to see what it can do, because I've never handled the footage. I've only seen some people's work, so to be able to play with it's going to be pretty neat, because I'm still interested in the EVA 1, and I want to learn a little bit more about
I gotta say, in the spirit of transparency, man, because remember, this is the iFilmmaker podcast, so I'm going to give my honest opinion here. What I saw, like, even they're trying to show off in Panasonic, they're showing us the VariCam and VariCam LT.
VariCam 35 probably in LT.
Right. So I saw that in the dual ISO mode at 5,000.
They're dual ISO. Yeah, those cameras. So the dual ISOs on the EVA 1 and the VariCams are different.
Right.
5,000 is the higher side of the dual ISO on the VariCams, and 2,500 on the EVA 1.
So that was awesome. That was great. The colors were gorgeous. However, I did see a lot of noise in the shadows.
In the VariCams, you said, right?
Not in the EVA 1. Not in the EVA 1.
Now,
in the VariCams.
And let's note also, and this is what we really want to go back and check out, because this is interesting.
Yeah.
The EVA 1 was on an Atomos. I don't know what monitor it was on. So that's
another thing.
Atomos, and the other ones were on Odysseys. Yeah.
So it's got to be, but I would look at their
I
huge
hope that
display.
it's the Odyssey, because those cameras are high-end, $35,000 cameras.
It would be a huge disappointment if that's the case. But
I gotta imagine.
I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. The EVA 1 looked real clean on the Atomos monitor. So I mean, we'll get back to you guys on that.
Yeah, we gotta check.
Remind us, send us questions about that. But yeah,
I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about once we see some color, be able to play with the color, and we really check on that.
Yeah,
we'll have plenty to talk about on that for
sure.
Okay.
So Tilta, Yang, pleasure to meet you.
Yang is the man.
For the first time. I love Yang. So my buddy Yang over at Tilta, I've been connected with Yang for a while. So I've always been
like
back
2 years, right?
For like 2 years now, and we've been doing giveaways with them, and we're in good connection. Now they have this store over in LA, which is really cool. I got to meet them for the first time in person at the Tilta booth, and they have amazing products. Like, I'm not even blowing smoke at all. Like, their products are legit, like solid, hardcore. Built amazing products. So it's just awesome stuff. For if you're a Red owner, FS5, EVA 1,
they got cages for everything.
Ursa Mini, like whatever, A7S2, whatever. Man, they have such great products. They have good gimbals. They have good rigs. Like solid all around products. I can't endorse them enough. Like, Tilta is really, really a good brand and great price. The prices are just ridiculous. The Nucleus M, that whole 5-piece set for the wireless follow focus thing, it's like $1,500, $1,200
for the whole set.
For the whole set.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear about that?
No, did we see it today?
We saw. Well, it was there, but I don't
seen so many things. I'm
many
losing
products
track right now, and it's getting late.
At that price point, it was like ridiculous. But anyways, that was great. Tilta was awesome to see those
Yang's the
people
man.
there. So Adamos, this is probably
The biggest news here.
the biggest news. You know who we didn't add there was Blackmagic.
Okay.
We'll talk about that in a second. Actually, you know what? Let's do Blackmagic now because I want to talk about this last. So Blackmagic, they released, the biggest announcement was, probably one of the biggest announcements in the whole thing was the new Pocket Cinema Camera 4K, right?
Yep.
The specs on this thing is amazing. Amazing. Like, you got your 4K RAW 12-bit 12-bit 444.
12-bit 4.
RAW.
4, yeah.
60p.
That's impressive.
Out of that little camera.
I mean, it's not. It's oddly shaped, as some would put it. I don't mind the look of it.
I don't mind the look of it.
We're getting
so
some
funny.
feedback on social
Everybody
media.
is saying how ugly it is, but guys, come on.
Hey, if it does what it's supposed to do.
Listen, I can't think off the top of my head an uglier. Like, I don't even think it's ugly. Like, I can't think of off the top of my head a camera that's just.
I think because it's built like sideways as opposed to like long in length like cinema cameras are. It's like it's weirding people out. It looks like. It really looks like an oversized DSLR in a sense. It's
right.
It's
it's a little.
But
wider,
it has a big screen on the back, so you can see so much better.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, so this camera has a really nice screen on the back. Like, you can really monitor what you're shooting. I didn't get to like see it like in my hand. I didn't get to touch it. It was obviously in the glass cage. I think they had one there for a display, but I didn't. We were moving around too much. Maybe we'll see it more tomorrow. But the specs are amazing. And at the price, is it $1,300 roughly? Yeah. It's like $1,295 or something like that.
Yep.
At $1,300 for those specs.
Can you say there's XLR inputs too?
A full XLR input, a full HDMI output. Come on. And I think it has a full SDI output as well.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It has a full SDI. Come on.
They've really packed a lot into a little package.
How do you do that?
I don't know. That's what I was saying earlier to you. I was like, he's saying, how do you do it? And how is that possible? No, how do we put this? I said, how is that possible? Or why is it so cheap? That's it. You were like, how is that possible?
Oh, yeah.
Impressed. And I'm like the naysayer. I'm like, why is it so cheap? Like, what's going on here?
Well, it's still, okay, it's still Micro Four Thirds.
Yeah.
But now the ISO performance now is at 25,000 tops.
It's better.
Obviously, you don't want to shoot there. That I think that becomes unusable. But it's better than the previous. I think it was like 800 ISO was the max.
On the Pocket Cinema?
On the Pocket? No. On the Cinema 4K, not the Pocket, but the box one. The one that was like a box. That was an 800 max. Oof. That's disgusting. That's why I never got it. But
I'm honestly my personal, I don't know if I have a beef with them or something. I just don't have interest in their cameras. Yeah.
Blackmagic?
I mean, I love their colors and the way the images come out. I just don't like their style or camera. I gotta, you know what? I gotta try again because I have something in my head that I don't like.
But look at the specs.
The specs are amazing.
All right, so what I was telling you, all right, so we're having this conversation earlier. I love shooting my ProRes, right? Yeah. And now with this ProRes RAW, which we're gonna get to in a second, has become amazing, right? So I'm gonna be shooting a lot of ProRes, and I love handling my footage in ProRes. And the only reason I do that is because the RAW out of the Sony FS5 is just ridiculous. It's just unusable.
Well, let's talk about
unmanageable.
The biggest announcement, the FS5 II.
Wait, I'm not done here yet.
You don't want to talk about
Oh, the FS5 II. Oh my God.
You don't want to talk about that?
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the biggest disappointment in like NAB history.
Disappointing announcement.
It's, oh God, why would they do that?
It's very similar to the FS7 II update or upgrade.
Like why, Sony?
It was kind of what?
Not only like, okay, so
why not just do a firmware
Here's
upgrade?
my theory. I don't know if I told you about this.
No.
Here's my theory as to why they have not, my theory as to why the A7S III has not come out yet. I have two theories on this. So, theory number one, it's ready, but they're building up hype.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
And this would have been the place to do it.
This is the place to do it.
That almost rules it out pretty much. But theory number two, with the release of the GH5 and GH5S, what they had for us was
Wasn't
not going to
enough.
compete.
Right.
Was not going to be good enough.
So
So they were afraid that they were going to fully lose trust in their market, and people were just going to go with the
So the
GH5.
FS5
So they held
too.
back to make it even better.
So the FS5 too is just something they're like, let's pump this out.
Yes,
to
probably.
get something out
yes.
for NAB.
They had to have something. What else are they going to bring out?
I don't know.
Something that
They've
they
run
could,
out of cameras.
something that they could have given us like on a firmware update
Yeah.
for current FS5 users.
Yeah, it's disappointing, man.
It's honestly not surprising
It's,
because if you look at the FS7 II, Mark II, it's the same kind of, I guess,
Update, right?
update or release or whatever. It's just
Very minimal.
FS7 owners were like, "What is this crap?" Like,
Although at least with the FS5, they did do some sort of color adjustments. The
They say they did
FS7
color
too
tweaking.
Is literally the same camera as like with variable ND for the most part.
I think the quality is still the same.
Yeah.
But you know what I haven't found out though, and I've been searching. I don't know if you want to look it up real quick, but the internal recording, like the bit rate, I
For the
don't know.
FS
So the FS5
too.
currently, the one we have,
Yep.
it shoots. So the 4K is 8-bit 420 at 100 megabits per second. If you go to HD, you do get 10-bit 422, but at 50 megabits per second, which is like, come on, that's ridiculous.
Pretty slow for
You know?
nowadays.
So I would like to know if that has gone up at all. I haven't seen anything about bitrate
Looking right now.
in any of their, whether it's Cinema 5D or NewShoot or any of the other sites like No Film School. So another thing about the FS5 II, it already comes with the raw output. I'm assuming, because that's one of the highlighted features. So it comes with the
Yeah, it does.
the raw output.
That's definitely true.
It has all.
So you don't have to buy the $500 upgrade anymore.
It already comes with the 120 megabit. I'm sorry, 120 frames per second recording continuous.
Which was another upgrade.
Right,
So
which
it's
was another $500.
$1,000.
So if you don't have the FS5 already and you're considering it, then yes, get the 2, obviously. But it's not worth upgrading from the regular FS5 to this one.
Now, especially now when you have both of those upgrades.
Absolutely not. No, I actually don't. I don't have the 120.
Oh, you don't have? You never bought it.
I
That's
never
right.
bought
Oh,
it. Mr. McCoy got
yeah.
it. Mr. McCoy got it. It
Oy.
was so disappointed. I was with him when he first used it. He said he couldn't believe
out.
it, like what crap that was. Because to even activate it, you have to go through the menu extensively to activate it.
Yeah. And that
But
was a hassle. Even
That was a
setting that up.
hassle. He couldn't really figure it out.
I'm not seeing the specs on B&H.
Yeah, it's not gonna.
Are not there, but I found an article. It says still no 10-bit 4K internally. Unfortunately,
Stop.
the camera does not record at 422 10-bit 4K internally.
Stop.
So no, it doesn't.
So it still does not have the 4K 10-bit.
Nope. So
Why? So like, why even waste your time?
I like your theory, man. They're expecting to release something like the A7S III. They got backed up with that, so this is something they could have
I
thrown
think
together.
Panasonic-
We are talking in theories here, so don't quote us.
Right. So I think no, for sure.
But-
I don't care. This is the iFilmmaker podcast. You can say whatever we want. Listen, I really do think that Panasonic
Freak them out.
has like shaken their boat. Like they really.
Well, they topped them with the EVA 1.
The EVA 1 is definitely killing
And
the,
the G-
FS7
the
and
GH5.
FS5.
GH5S.
The GH5 and GH5S has really like shaken them.
Yeah.
Because they were
believe
about to listen. They were about to release a product that was not
As
comparable to the GH5, GH5S. There's no way. They said, "Listen, we can't release this now. We have to give them something.
Right.
Let's do the FS5. Just up that a little bit." That's so ridiculous.
Well,
That's a theory, guys. So
maybe Cinegear is where it'll happen. They'll have to catch up
Cinegear.
in a couple months or whenever that is.
We'll see in a couple months in Cinegear. Unfortunately, I won't be there.
I don't think I'll be there either,
yeah.
but I would love to be.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
All right, last.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, last on the list.
Last on the
Atmos.
list, Atmos,
and
the
the
ProRes
ProRes
Raw. So, I don't want to talk too much about this because this has got me so excited, the ProRes Raw, that I want to save a full episode for it.
Sure.
Right. So what we know about it is essentially that the ProRes RAW gives you the
Capability of RAW.
capability, the efficiency of ProRes with the latitude and capabilities
Of RAW.
flexibility of RAW. So that is amazing.
Yeah.
So it's basically you're getting 444 color. You're getting 12-bit 444 color, but the file sizes are even smaller than what current ProRes files are.
Yeah, they're somehow. So it was very
somehow-
interesting to hear their. Again, we don't want to dive too much into this,
Right.
but it's interesting to hear their presentation, and they were saying,
Yeah, tell me.
the cleaner your shot is, like the more lit, the better you are, the the smaller size the file will be. Like if
What?
you shoot, yeah. So
Whoa,
it's the
whoa.
complete opposite.
I missed that part.
Yeah, it's
I completely
the complete
missed that part.
opposite of what the norm is, right? If you're shooting a higher quality image, the bigger the image, the bigger the size file size. Everything gets bigger, right? As you go up. With this, the better quality you actually light and form your image, the less data it takes up. When you have it lowly lit and the camera has to do more work to capture that data, the files are bigger. And it's
To
something
be honest,
brand,
I didn't even know it was the other way around.
it's something brand
I
new.
thought the file sizes were the same, no matter how lit or how.
No, it's I guess like the higher.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the more I guess light and
Yeah.
data you set out for the camera to capture,
Yeah.
your file size gets bigger. Like if you were just recording a black screen, the files would be a lot smaller. But now, the way these work, this ProRes RAW is if you light it better and do a better job with your image, it actually it somehow captures it at a less smaller data size, which is really interesting. And he was saying they were testing it and they were like, "Is this right?" And they had to test it over and over. But it's just the way that ProRes they formed this new package of ProRes RAW, right?
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of stuff. Let me tell you. I mean, we could go into this, and we're going to.
Yeah, we're gonna do a whole full-on episode. I want to talk
So
about.
it's very interesting. It's
yeah,
very.
this has completely changed.
Yeah.
So we can dive into this, but we're not going to right now. We're going to talk about this in another episode. Give it enough sufficient time to really.
The most interesting
get
part
it.
about it is that it is available right now, and you especially because you have.
I already have the whole setup. I
You
have
can
the
download it. You can do it. You can do it right
Today.
now today.
I don't have it with me. I have to wait to get
So
it.
it's there is it's very available, but it is also very limited at the same time because it's brand new.
Right,
So
so
there's
you can only
limiting
use it
thing-
in Final Cut
You
Pro
can only
10.
use it in Final Cut. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like there's such an availability for so easily and quickly right now.
Yeah.
Yet it's so limited just because it's a new technology. And it's always like that.
No, it's got
and that'll expand very quickly.
So essentially, right now you can only use it with cameras that output a raw signal.
Yep.
So that includes the
yeah,
Ursa
because
Mini.
they don't
the
need a
FS5.
video output doesn't work. Like,
Right,
like an
right.
HDMI,
So
just video output.
Ursa Mini, FS5, FS7, EVA 1. Am I missing one?
I mean, you could do it from Red cameras,
From Red
probably
cameras.
from Barry cams, things like that.
Yeah, so anything that gives you a raw signal
Yep.
externally is good. So I'm pretty much set up. I just got to get the firmware. Amazing that it's free though.
It's free. It's free upgrade for
I really think that
for two of the Atomos
the
monitors.
Shogun
right?
Inferno and the Sumo.
That's it.
Yeah, so it's interesting because I think they would have charged. They could have charged and people still get it
Oh yeah.
easily. So that was a collaboration. Well, it's Apple's codec. It's an Apple product, but they teamed up with Atomos so that they can release it properly because Atomos would be the only people that record it.
Yeah, because it's not going into any
I
camera.
wonder if Convergent Design is gonna pick it up on
We'll
the
see.
Odyssey.
See if they fall behind or keep up. This is the moment. This is their moment. Right
This
now.
is their moment because if they don't pick that up,
Yeah.
it's
We'll see.
you don't want to say lights out, but
It could be.
it could be.
Atomos is taking over. I'm slowly debating making that shift too. Especially if we go to Panasonic and we find out that that image is worse because it's on the Odyssey. That would put me over the edge.
Yeah.
So
You're still considering getting the Shogun?
I'm considering. I haven't thought hard to do it, but
It's so cheap.
I know. I should get it.
Shogun Inferno. I think it's like $1,200-$1,300.
I could probably still get that for my Odyssey. Probably not, but trade it up.
It'd be a trade up. Anyways, that brings us to the end of the episode. This was a great one. Guys, once again, and we actually we did say on social media this was going to be live. Unfortunately, we missed a cable here.
That's my
We were
fault.
missing one cable.
One cable, all these cables to like wire this up on the road, and I forgot.
We could not go live.
One
We
cable that we
apologize for that. We're so sorry. But anyways, if you have any questions, leave it in the comments on this video or let us know over at iFilmmakerPodcast.com. Check out Jersey Filmmaker on YouTube, on Instagram. My Instagram is arielmartinez.tv. But continue to follow us also on YouTube as well, because we do our live episodes. Once our schedules get normal again, we're going to be doing our...
Every time I think it's going to get normal, we just keep getting jammed with stuff, but hopefully one day soon, man.
We're going to try to grind it out.
Yeah, we'll get them out there.
The cool thing about it is that we do have potential higher-end interviews coming up. So we're working on that.
And because of this, like we said, because of this
event
of
NAB,
and coming here to network,
we're able to link up with a lot of...
throw any names out there just in case we can't get them on here, but we do have some really fun, higher profile internet stars, I would say. And
Pretty
we
much.
may have mentioned some of them, but we're not going to tell you which ones.
We're not going to say
we mentioned a few, so
yeah, there you go.
So
thank you guys for joining us, and this was an interesting one, man. We're definitely going to continue to try to do some every now and then, rarely in person. So anyways, whenever we're able to meet up, thank you guys for listening and watching here on YouTube to the iFilmmaker podcast. My name is Ariel Martinez, Mr. Cervatelli, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Later.